What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Nash here. Welcome back to the channel. Ooh, excuse me. Excuse me. Now before we get started with today's video, the road to 200 subs has now come to a close, and we are now 238 subs away from hitting 500 subs. And who knows? Maybe we'll actually hit 500 subs by the end of the year. Only time will tell. But as I have said in previous videos, if this channel does get to 500 subs, I will open up this Korean LOB booster box in its entirety on the channel that I got from my partners over at Collector Store. So be sure to check them out. Link and address will be in the description below. By checking them out, not only does it support them, it also supports the channel, and I would greatly appreciate it, on the hopes to potentially pull a Blue Eyes White Dragon, a Dark Magician, a Red Eyes Black Dragon, a piece of Exodia, Monster Reborn, Pot of Greed. The possibilities are out there. However, if this channel gets to 1,000 subs, I will open up this first edition Toon Chaos box in its entirety on the channel that I also got from my partners over at Collector Store, on the hopes to potentially pull a collector's rare out of the set. But with that being said, if you guys want to see those boxes get opened, maybe you guys want more episodes of WWE's Biggest Issue, maybe you guys want more episodes of Yu-Gi-Oh's Biggest Issue, deck profiles, card discussions, WWE topic videos, or maybe, just maybe, you guys want some premium live event predictions and results. Well, if you guys want all that and more, my channel is the place to be. So if you guys are new to the channel, and I know that a lot of you guys are, because more than 85% of you guys are watching the content, but you guys are not even subscribed. And to top it all off, we got to get more women to watch the content as well. So if you guys are watching the content, you like the content, and you want more of the content, but you guys have not subscribed as of yet, then make sure you guys do indeed subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell, smash that thumbs up button on this video, and as always, make sure you guys are following me on all my social media. All of my ads will be in the description below, as will the info to my fan mail. It will also be in the description as well. And I want you guys to post in the comments below answering the question of the day, which is this. I know we're already what a little over 48 hours removed from the World Championship. So the question of the day is this: what was your favorite deck from the 2024 Yu-Gi-Oh! World Championship? Let me know down in the comments below, and also why. Why do you think that deck was your favorite? And speaking of decks, it appears that we've got some brand new support for a very interesting archetype that will be in Supreme Darkness, and it is known as Speedroid. Yes, for the first time in quite some time, Speedroid will be making its return to the meta. I think the last time we got Speedroid support, funny enough, if you can believe it, was actually this set. It was actually this set right here, Synchro Storm. I actually still have a box that I'm probably gonna open up at some point down the road. Not really sure when. Not sure when. I know this is now become relatively old, but crazy thing is that this set is actually not that bad. Obviously now with the new Speedroid support, maybe this set will go up in price. So if you guys have not done so already, make sure you guys pick up copies of the new cards and the reprints out of the set, because I can guarantee you that looking at this first card, as I am putting some boxes back in my drawer, because I can honestly tell you, looking at at this first card, I can easily tell you that Speedroids are going to just get even more dangerous than ever before. If you guys thought that the cards that the new cards in that set was crazy, these new cards are going to be just as. And I believe there's only 5 cards here. 1, 2, 3, 5. Yeah, there are only 5 brand new cards to talk about. So I'm not gonna waste any time. I'm gonna get straight into it. Kicking things off, we've got Speedroid Clackernal. Yeah, Clackernal. Which is a 2-star wind machine pendulum with 200 attack, 1800 defense. Its pen scale is 8. The pen effect is a once per turn, and the monster and both of its monster effects are also once per turn. The pen effect reads reads you can banish 1 Speedroid card from your grave, place 1 Speedroid pendulum monster from your deck in your pendulum zone. Also, you cannot special summon monsters for the rest of the turn except wind monsters. So this card basically locks you into wind, into wind monsters. But given the fact that most of your extra deck is gonna be all wind attribute anyway, it really doesn't make much of a damn. But the first monster effect reads as follows: If this card on the field is destroyed by battle or card effect, you can special summon 1 Speedroid Clackernal from your hand, deck, or grave, and if you do, it is treated as a tuner. Second effect reads: if your Clear Wing monster battles while this card is face up in your extra deck, during damage cal, you can banish the card, and if you do, that monster gains 700 attack. So it's a cool way to so it's pretty much a cool way to ensure that your Clear Wing monster, which could be Clear Wing Synchro Dragon, it could be Clear Wing Fast Dragon, or anything for that matter, can pretty much topple whatever your opponent may have at their disposal. So if your opponent has let's say a blue eyes white dragon, let's just say that for example, because that Clear Wing Synchro Dragon would have only 2500 attack, it would go up to 3200, which would be just enough to topple a blue eyes white dragon. And that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. And also not only that, you also get to, as well, with its pen effect, you basically get to banish any Speedroid card from your grave, and take a Speedroid monster from your deck and put it into your back row, into your pen zone. So you could go into you could take oh, what's that one? I'm trying to remember what the Speedroid scale 1 scale is. Give me a second. I want to see. What the scale is. Give me 1 second, guys. I am not used to typing on the iPhone. I've been so used to typing on this on this phone, but it's gonna take a lot of getting used to. Okay, here we go. So let's go here. Pick a random one. It'll go through. Thank you. Okay, so I believe there's supposed to be a scale 1. Yeah, I thought so. Okay, so you could take take a card like say Speedroid Marble Machine, put it into your back row, and you essentially have your scales for days. You could literally use those scales to completely just spam your board, and you essentially have a way to go into your board, which would be Crystal Wing plus the Clear Wing Rider, and what and like what maybe and maybe what what's maybe what light maybe I guess Lightning Shidori. I would say Appaloosa, but Appaloosa just recently got banned because of the Yubel deck. But still, honestly, if Appaloosa were to be in this deck, dude, it would just be absolutely nasty. And also too, this card can also let you special summon, special summon another copy of itself, and it becomes a tuner which will help you go into more of your synchro plays, which is really cool. Speaking of tuners, the next one up we have Speedroid Wing Synchro, which actually looks like a cute baby version of Clear Wing Synchro Dragon, which is kind of funny. Speedroid Wing Synchron is the name, and it's a 5-star wind machine pendulum tuner with 1500 attack, 1000 defense. Its pen scale is 4. The pen effect is a once per turn, and the monster effect is also once per turn. The pen effect reads once per turn, you can destroy both this card and one level 2 Wind Pendulum monster card in your pen zone. If you do, special summon one Clear Wing Synchro Dragon from your extra deck, and this is treated as a synchro summon. Also for the rest of this turn, cards in your pendulum zone cannot be destroyed by card effects. Also you cannot special summon except for wind monsters. So again, with the fact that your extra deck will mostly consist of all wind attribute, it's actually not that bad. Not too bad. The monster effect reads: if this card is added to the extra deck face up, and there are 2 or more different monster types among wind synchro monsters you control, you can send one Speedroid spell trap from your deck to the grave. So in a way, this is kind of like this is basically Fool's Burial Goods in the form of a 5-star body that you can use just to synchro summon right off the bat, which is pretty cool. Next up, we have the brand new Clear Wing Boss Monster for the entire deck, the second Boss Monster. The first one was Crystal Wing that we got in Shining Victories. The second one was the Clear Wing Rider that we got in Synchro Storm. Now we have, get this. This is a long one. This is a long name, so get ready. Crystal Clear Wing over Synchro Dragon. And if I'm being real, the artwork looks badass. Konami did an amazing job with the fucking artwork. It is amazing. But it is a 12-star Wind Dragon Synchro with 3500 attack, 3000 defense, and requires 2 tuners or a tuner Synchro plus Clear Wing Synchro Dragon. And it says that it must be synchro summoned. And both of its effects read as follows. The first one reads once per turn, when another card or effect is activated as a quick effect, you can negate the activation, and if you do, destroy that card. And if it was a monster, this card gains attack equal to that monster's original attack until the end of the turn. Second effect reads, if this face-up synchro summon card leaves the field by your opponent, you can special summon one Clear Wing monster from your extra deck. This is basically shooting Quasar Dragon on steroids. Literally, that's what this card is. It is shooting Quasar Dragon on steroids. And what's cool about this is that you can take you can actually use this brand new synchro tuner that I'm going to talk about here in a second, plus Clear Wing Synchro Dragon, and you can just go into this card, which is absolutely amazing. And again, it's shooting Quasar on steroids. Enough said. So it's, as I said, if your board is Crystal Wing, Crystal Clear Wing. I know I accidentally forgot that card. If your end board is Crystal Wing, Crystal Clear Wing, Clear Wing Rider plus this card, you essentially have yourself a pretty decent amount of negates with what two or three back row plus what two or three hand traps in hand, which could be like which could be Ash Blossom, Drone Lockbird, and we'll say Ghost Bell, to if you will. If you have that type of board with that type of hand and two to three back row that are like floodgates and shit, your opponent ain't gonna be doing jack shit. Your opponent won't be doing jack shit, and it ain't gonna be pretty. Your opponent will rage quit, no fucking problem. It's crazy, you guys. It is absolutely crazy. But the new synchro tuner is known as Speedroid Glider 2. Which is a 5-star Wind Machine Synchro Tuner with 1600 attack, 2200 defense, and requires a Wind Machine Tuner and a non-tuner. And both of its effects are once per turn. The first effect reads, if this card is synchro summon, you can target one non-tuner level 7 or lower Wind Synchro in your grave, special summon it. Second effect reads, if your opponent special summons a monster and you control a Clear Wing monster, you can banish this card from your grave, increase the levels of all face-up monsters your opponent currently controls by 5. This basic, oh my god, that's crazy. So this basically forces your opponent to instantly use cards like Effect Veiler and cards like potentially Skill Drain on cards like this, because if this card's second effect pops off, your opponent won't be able to do anything unless if they actually have a way to use this effect against you, and that could be trouble. But it is still trouble. It's still pretty much trouble, especially when especially if your opponent does have like let's say a tuner and a non-tuner, and they can go into a level 10 synchro. That could be a bit of an issue. Or if it does increase all of your opponent's monsters levels by 5, then it basically just stops your opponent from doing anything, and the only thing that can work is by Link summoning, which nowadays there are some Link monsters that you can go into, but for the most part, I think it's just mostly Axis Code Talker and Underworld Goddess for the most part. So it's alright. It's alright. And now for the last card of today's video, it is known as Speedroid Clear Wing Wander. Which, as you guys could tell, it is a normal trap, and both of its effects are once per turn. And the first effect reads, target cards your opponent controls up to the number of different monster types among the win single monsters you control, destroy them. Second effect reads, if your opponent special summons a monster, you can banish the card from your grave, and target one win single monster you control, banish it, then return it to the field. Excuse me. So basically, you have yourself a sort of like a mini Harpy's Feather Duster, like mini Raigeki, mixed in with an interdimensional matter transporter. So honestly, it's not bad. It's not the worst card, but it's not the best either. It's one of those cards that can easily just be outed with cards like Imperm, especially if that card were to be put in the Imperm column. It could be a bit of a tricky card to deal with. But if your opponent were to summon out, let's say, just as an example, let's say I don't know, Nightmare Phoenix, and they decide to pop that card, you can chain it, and chain it to try and pop. But if your opponent uses Imperm, then you're gonna have to do something about it. Which I think the only cards that can be used, I think, are like Seven Tools and like maybe Malfunction. But to be fair, no one uses those cards in 2024 unless if you were in the Go tournaments at like YCS and whatnot. But for the most part, it's not that bad, actually. Honestly, the new support absolutely cracked. Can't wait to see if the deck will become even more powerful than it ever was before. But with that being said, that will do it for today's video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure you guys smash that thumbs up button. If you guys are new to the channel and you guys want more card discussions in the future, then make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell, and follow me on all my social media. All my ads will be in the description below, as will the info to my fan mail. It will also be down in the description as well. And on that, this is your boy Nash, signing out.